Hello, welcome aboard. Today we're going to do something different. I saw this on Etsy and I thought I would like to try making something like it with things I already had at home. I can't do ceramics and I didn't have any sculpty, the baked clay, but I was pretty sure I had some air dry clay laying about somewhere. And of course I couldn't find it. So, time for YouTube. Join me as we see what kind of disaster I can create after watching how-to YouTube videos. From the various YouTube videos that I watched, it basically came down to a couple of different recipes. As best I could tell, most recipes were 2 parts cornstarch to 1 part school glue and a little bit of oil. And yes, I'm generally a messy baker as well. Speaking of which, hopefully this recipe doesn't need to be as precise as baking does, because I was definitely not precise. On one of the YouTube videos I saw, a lady was using toilet paper in her recipe. Apparently the fibres in the toilet paper help increase the final strength of the clay. I didn't use her recipe, but the toilet paper seemed like a good idea, so did include that. If you're interested, her video is linked below. As they say, always use the right tool for the job, and that definitely isn't it. We now pause for these important messages. Nah, not really, but if you would like to support the channel, you can find the links in the description below. I did mention I tend to be messy, right? In baking, you always flour your space before rolling, so I did. I was using a silicone mat. I didn't have to. Speaking of using the right tool for the job, I couldn't find my rolling pin either. If you have worked with clay before, then you know I rolled this way too thin. Now I know what you're thinking. Why in the world is she cutting out a rectangle shape? Well, my idea is to make a little tray behind the part where the paintbrushes sit, so that any drips of paint or water go into the tray and not on the desk. Smart, huh? My idea here was to wrap the clay around something round and then put in the indents for the paintbrushes. Not the brightest idea I've ever had, as you can see. It might have worked if I'd had something thinner to wrap around and the clay was a lot thicker. The clay was drying out very quickly and kneading didn't help, so time for more oil. If nothing else, my hands are getting a workout. Who needs squeeze balls when you work with homemade clay? I have dabbled in ceramics in the past, and when you are joining pieces you score each side and use slurry to make it all stick permanently. This was what I was thinking here. I didn't have any slurry, so I used what I had on hand, although in retrospect it would have been easy enough to make some. Oh well. At this point, it becomes glaringly obvious that I have rolled out the clay way too thin, but never one to give up. I tried, and I just kept trying. From the top-down view, you can see that the top piece is starting to get lopsided. I didn't even notice. Nope, still didn't notice as it slowly gets worse. But I did finally admit to myself that the side walls needed strengthening. It was not going to work the way it was. Any sane person would have scored the roll and put the glue on that. But then if you wanted to watch a sane person, you wouldn't be watching my video. Nope, still haven't noticed it's lopsided, even after all of that. So, 24 hours later, it's quite hard. You can see I didn't really join. I got separation in here, and because I left it to dry upside down like this, it bowed because it wasn't very thick in here. And of course, when it bowed, I got this wonderful crack. But, oh, there's a crack in there too. Whatever, it's not the best, but we're going to go ahead and give it a paint job and see if we can seal it with something. This was probably a dumb idea, but I wanted it to be generally waterproof and to fill in the areas where there were gaps and cracking, and again using stuff I had on hand. I wanted to cover the whole thing in an acrylic skin because I had a lot of them and I thought it'd look really cool, but I couldn't find anything I liked. None of it worked. But this did. So I have all these colours: white, gold, silver, blue, black, copper and bronze. And I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure I don't want black. Pretty sure I don't want blue, and I want gold. Gold would pick up those colours nicely. Silver, I don't think I want white. Copper or bronze. I think I'm going to do bronze. Hopefully it'll work okay. It looks a little... Ooh. Okay, this is a really bad paintbrush. Look, all of the... Oh, I knew it was cheap, but I didn't know it was that cheap. Okay, well, let's see what happens. The irony that I could have used the very thing I'm working on at this point is not lost on me. And I truly hated the final result, so I painted it over with copper, and hated that too at the time, although I think it looks pretty good now, so I painted it all over again. Continuing the theme of using what I had on hand, I sealed it with some resin spray. Oops. And the final result. Not a complete disaster, and it's actually very functional. Definitely not the finest thing I've ever produced, but I'm happy with it. Thank you for watching. If you want to watch more of my insanity, please hit the subscribe button to be notified when new videos come out. And I love comments, even if it's just to tell me how horrible this one turned out. Watch your step on the way out and have a great day.